Yo, what up, y'all? What is up? This is a special edition, the actual first edition of a pretty cool video for me, podcast for him, show called called Atomic Nerd. That's right. This is the Atomic Podcast and NERDSoul coming together, chilling, late night talking, having a good time. So before I go any further, it's not even a co-host. I don't know, just a regular other person. We've done shows before, so you know who it is. Efren Guzman, what's up?
What's going on, Michael Young, dude? This is crazy. Like, I don't know, like, we just started talking before you started recording, and I just got, like, the nerves. I'm like, we're actually doing this. So this is just, like, bugging out. We can, we always collaborated before, talked about stuff, did episodes before. Now, me and you together, Unity is like the Super Friends, is like Zen and Jake, is like Tom and Jerry, is like the crossover of I don't know what cartoon did a crossover like in the early beginning stages, like when the Incredible Hulk crossed with the Fantastic Four, like my mind is going nuts, man. It's crazy.
So
you can tell the excitement's in the air, man.
Yeah. So basically, what we're gonna do is just chill, talk. There's some topics we got to bring up. I guess I'll give it to Aoife first, because I know you have some topics.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of things I really want to talk about right now. This is our first #1 episode, so we're probably going to be a little bit all over the place. But I just want to talk about there's, a lot of changes that, from back then till now. Like, I want to discuss 80s movies with you because, to me, my genre, I was born in 76, and it being interesting, so I'm kind of old. You can figure it out from there. But, like, my first movie-going experience, like seeing Freddy Krueger or watching TV in the house or watching sex scenes covering my pillow because I'm getting aroused looking at these weird scenes and stuff in movies that I'm not supposed to be watching that's inappropriate, and then the 80s genre itself was like really, it wasn't PC. Like, you can curse, you could say the N-word, you could be racist, you could make fun of fat people, you know what I'm saying? It was a different time and a different era back then, but I'm a person that I'm a collector of different things. I hold the 80s to a passion, and I think that genre of the 80s films is probably like the best genre. I mean, I know I'm probably being biased being born in 76, but if you think about all like the action movies from the 80s and all like what people like to say the blaxploitation films or the black films, the Latino films, like we didn't really had a foothold, but we had like memorable movies, man. Like, it wasn't like sequels after sequels after sequels, but we were pulling out a lot of movies from Masters of the Universe, the Goonies, the Garbage Pail Kids. There were you know what I'm saying? I'm just pulling it out of my ass. They were bad movies, don't get me wrong, but some of them are hidden gems. Like, I could go to Amazon Video and watch the Monster Squad and not get sick of it. You know what I'm saying? And there's no cinematic universe or anything like that. If you want to count like Dracula, like all the Universal monsters, but there was really no cinematic universe. You just had a movie, you watched it, and you just rewatch it again. There was no yeah, and that was it. There was no sequels at that time. Well, there were sequels, but certain movies like Masters of the Universe, even though I appreciate it as a kid, and it still holds a special place in my heart. I know it's bad, but it's awfully good to watch. There's movies like that won't. Like, that it'll always be in a pedestal. Like, how do you feel about the 80s movie, Mike? Because I'm just running my mouth, man.
With that said, I might actually put... I think the 80s actually have right now.
Really?
Now, I know people are going to bring a very good run. But the 80s might have a
Really? Wow.
A lot of sci-fi, a lot of original stuff. Like the 80s did it. I mean, famously you had like Coming to America, Ghostbusters, E.T., Willow. Transformers, the animated movie. The 80s kind of came in. Now, 80s you had all the John Cena.
Yeah.
I might have to go to the 80s.
Mm-hmm. I know, like if you really think about it, like think about The Outsider, think about all the stars who were stars in the 80s who are sort of not longer stars now, like the Anthony Michael Halls, the Molly Ringwalds, Judge Reinhold, Revenge of the Nerds, like those type of movies were so not Me Too, PC, like everything was just so raunchy, man. Like I know you have to change with the times, and I know there is a different era now, and you can't make fun of certain things, and you can't say certain things, and you have to watch what you say. But I think that time of the 80s, even going into like the late 70s, going into 80s, like going into TV, like All in the Family, The Jeffersons, it was such a different era back then, especially cinema-wise. There were so many movies, and pretty much everybody was a star. Like when you think of for example, Mark Singer, a lot of people won't know that name, but I know him. I don't know if you're familiar with him like I am, but I know him from V, the miniseries V, The Final Battle, and then the Beastmaster. The Beastmaster to me was an epic He-Man movie before He-Man. You know what I'm saying? That movie was just. The guy talked to animals. He had a black tiger. He had 2 ferrets. He had a freaking boomerang. And he had like a samurai sword, and like that type of movie and that type of era and like the raunchiness, Conan, it was so good, man, and there's this old classic movie called Hawk the Slayer, which I don't know, it's an old movie. Fans can look. I think it's a free movie on YouTube if you check it out. It's called Hawk the Slayer, where it's a guy with a sword and it has like a hand handle with a green stone on the sword, man. It's so cool, man. It's just, I know I'm just running my mouth with all these 80s movies, but when I talk about the 80s, man, it's just so, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying every single 80 movies is good. You have your bad movies like Double Dragon, which is a guilty pleasure for some, Mac and Me,
Mac and Me was my
yeah, you see what I'm saying? Like, I think, like, I don't know, people who were born, like, Mike, what year you was born in?
82. So I'm born in 82.
Oh, okay. So I have a few
well,
years.
I got love
there. But the thing is, you see, like, that's what I'm saying, like, with the 80s, like, even New Jack City, man, like, there was just so much, a lot of people say it wasn't really a lot of diversity in movies, but, blacks had their own films, Spanish had their own films, a mixture of everybody, man. Like, everybody watched New Jack City. Everybody watched, Dolomite and Superfly, even though I was talking about, like, a little bit of the late 70s, but, like, the 80s.
See, I know people who jump on this. New Jack City technically the 80s. So,
what year, 80 what?
It's 91. But I'd fire back with another 80s movie that was like kind of ahead of its time as far as like political commentary in a satire type of way. RoboCop. Talking about the police force and stuff. Like, it was kind of like throwing ideas in a satirical way. Way ahead of it.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
In a good way. And that was also another movie that was like really weird.
You know what I remember about that scene? When freaking, God rest his soul, Bob Morton, Miguel Ferrer, when he snorted coke off the girl's chest.
Yo.
that no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess you get close with the Wolf of Wall Street with that scene, but I think at the Paul Verhoeven era of RoboCop, like, it was so, like, it was, if you think about it, they had, what is it, men and women changing rooms. The cops were changing with each other and whatnot, and then like the rawness of the killings and the language, and it was, oh man, like, even though they try to the remake is horrible, man. It's horrible. But like
I'm not so averse to the remake of RoboCop because you and I were talking about this before. RoboCop, the remake isn't as bloody as the first one, which is a shame, but they do handle the family situation a lot better. Because in the 87 film, it's like, he's a robot. His wife is just gone. It's like, what? Like, he does walk through the house, but like, that's it. They're just like, all right, family, get out of here. It's action time. And like, in the new movie, they actually try to deal with like the wife trying to say like, you don't own my husband's body just because you fix them, and like, it does try to bring a more, but it's also not over the top crazy like the 87 film.
Yeah, that's true. But I also battle you in that, saying that the 87 movie RoboCop was about RoboCop. The family was kind of secondary. He was just finding out about himself. You know what I'm saying? So you could say at that time, when he went to the house and was looking for everybody, his wife was like, he died. They gave up hope. His body parts was like, he signed a donation. Bodies was donated and stuff like that. So they really couldn't do much with it. In part 2, you got a little hint of the family thing where she wanted to see, because he kept, stalking her. So she wanted to see if he remembered and all that. So you get a little bit in part 2 about the family drama, but I would dare say that the 87 movie was just about Murphy. It wasn't about his family. It was about him evolving to becoming a cyborg instead of just a robot,
Word. And to go off of that, I'm an action man. I love action movies. The 80s is probably the best era because, I mean, of course you get sequels like in the 90s. We had Die Hard, we had Predator, we had Terminator, we had Rambo. Like, come on, man. Now, you have something like Commando. Oh, man. But you got the Weapon, you got Aliens, which is the sequel, of course, Aliens. I think Aliens came out in 79. That was the But you also get the Raiders of the Lost Ark. You get Mad Max 2. Oh, and forgot Bloodsport, son. What you know about that Jean-Claude Van Damme? You know what I'm saying? That young Van Damme.
Yeah. Especially freaking Cyborg, Albert Pyun movie. Cyborg, dude. To me, that's like the...
You took it back. Now, hold up. Is Cyborg an 80s movie? Yeah, I think was it 79 or was it 90?
Because remember, actuality, Cyborg was actually supposed to be the sequel to Masters of the Universe 2, but since that never got produced, the costumes of Masters of the Universe sequel was used for Cyborg. So, like, the whole post-apocalyptic thing and all and whatnot, and to me, like, if you watch that movie, even I don't know if you've seen the Albert Pyun put out the director's cut called Swinger, which basically they take out some stuff out of it, but Cyborg the movie itself is a freaking awesome, phenomenal movie. Like, now
Cyborg is now, and it counts because it was 89.
Okay, there we go.
Like that, Cyborg is on another level. But that's, 80s saw like the kind of like the rise of, because I mentioned movies, the rise of, what, Arnold, Bruce Willis, Stallone, pretty much everybody was critical. Like it's all like it started all their careers. You saw them come through. I think I'll agree with you that 80s, and I go so far to say that it might be the best decade for movies.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. You know, you think about it, there was a lot more stars. Like, everybody was doing a movie. Now, like, certain movies, you know, it'll go straight to DVD or straight to Amazon now. Like, we had no Amazon, we had no Netflix back then. You go to the video store and you look through the little big-ass notebook of, like, VHS covers. Like, ooh, American Ninja. Check that out. American Ninja 2. I didn't even know there was a sequel. I found out going to the video store, you know? And, you know, seeing all those old school, you know, Jim Cotta. It's like, you know, a guy doing gymnastics with karate, man. Like, movies like that, you can't even think about it no more. Old Cynthia Rothrock movies. Ninja 3, The Domination. Like,
yeah, word up. Shouts out to Cynthia Rothrock. Shouts out to, it's a movie called Blood Moon. That joint was, I think that's the 90s though. But, like, there was this cat that was in this movie. He looked like Eddie Murphy, but he knew mad kung fu. It was dope.
What's his name?
Yo, I don't know. I know it's like a dope. It came out in 1997. It's called Blood Moon. Yo, check it. If you haven't seen this movie, the movie's dope. Don't sleep. I know it has like a 5 on IMDb and a 3.3 on Letterboxd, but don't worry about all that. Yeah. It got Gary Daniels, Chuck Jeffries. Chuck Jeffries is the dude that looked like a fake Eddie Murphy that knows karate though. It has Rob Van Dam in it. Alright. And a whole bunch of like non-known people. But look, trust me, treat yourself. If you like action films, like Cynthia's not in that. But she's in another one. Like it's dope. It's dope. You should see it. Like killing karate people.
Okay. Even though it's 97, man, I'll give you partial credit for that. But you know, I gotta check it out. You know, but yeah, but going back to the 80s though, like, you know, even Timex, wasn't The Last Dragon? When did that come out? That was in 80.
Oh, yeah, straight up. The Last Dragon came out like 80.
I don't know. But I know it was 80s. You are a fact checker. There you go. Check it out.
Last Dragon came out in 85. So that was certified classic. The 80s got classic. Don't sleep.
Yeah. You know, the glow, like, you know, like the Golden Child too. Think about that.
Oh yeah, Golden Child. You saw the rise to prominence for Eddie Murphy. Like, yo, man, like all these movies are instantly. The reason 80s movies and 90s come strong, don't sleep. But the 80s movies are like, the replay value is. Like, I've seen E.T. tons of times, but I could watch it again. I've seen Raiders of the Lost Ark tons of times, but it's like if it was on TV right now, I'd be like, sure, I'll watch it. You know what I'm saying? Watch people's faces melt at the end. You know what I'm saying? The effects back then, like they would just like melt a wax face, but it looked so good and cheesy and creepy at the same time because you also had Jason, even though he started in the 70s, you had Jason films in the 80s. You had Freddy in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you had these like weird horror films that like due to the lack of computer generated effects, they had to do like these creepy, weird, like physical things that like sort of make your skin crawl because it looks off, but then it's also cheesy at the same time, but it's just like, it's just right.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. And then, you know, like, and then going back to the 80s, instead of horror, like, let's go back to Eddie Murphy again. Like, I don't know if that was his first movie, but I think, you know, Beverly Hills Cop to me, like, you know, it showed the range of Eddie Murphy, and it showed, like, the 80s, like, you know, the raunchiness, the griminess of Detroit, and like, a movie like that, you can't see that no more, man. Like, that type of grittiness and, like,
you wouldn't be able to see, like, Harlem Nights is a movie that I don't think could get made now, not because there aren't funny people, but because...
Is that an 80s movie, too?
Yeah, 89. So it counts.
Oh, wow. Ooh, right at the cusp. Okay.
So, like, Eddie was killing him in the 80s, son. So it's like, that's one of those things where it's like, I think we have the funny people now, but there's a lot of jokes in there that I don't think would fly now in today's climate. But yeah, I agree with you. 80 movies, not only are they dope, I think they have the highest replay value out of all of at least the most recent decades. Like when we talk about let's say starting at the 70s, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And not only are they infinitely rewatchable, but there's some great comedies, sci-fi, horror, and action films. And even some drama joints in there. There's like, you know, don't sleep. Like the drama in the 80s came through.
Yeah. And even like, you know, I don't know. I think to me in the 80s, like there was movies about BS. It was about bullshit. Like the movie, I don't remember DC.
There were some BS movies in the 80s. Like, yeah, that's another thing. The 80s, people just tried things. They were just like, all right, let's see what happens.
Yep. I don't know. Like I don't know if you remember DC Cab, you know, with Mr. T and the Barbarian Brothers. Like they were pretty big in the 80s around that time, dude. Do you remember that? DC Cab? And then Adam Baldwin was in it too. Young Adam Baldwin. It was. Ooh. I'm taking it back, man.
Yo.
You know, like Mr. T at that height, dude.
Alright, so I know people are going to jump in here because I know there's tons of 80s movies to love. And I know we got to move on. But I got to give some love. Alright, we got Glory, 89. We had Top Gun in 86. We had, La Bamba in 87.
Wow.
And shouts out to Raging Bull in 1980 and Dirty Dancing in 87. And Breakfast Club in 85. So, like, on the drama side, like, the 80s just has rewatchable movies. Like, any of those movies, you could put them on and I'll be like, yeah, I'll watch it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, wow, I didn't know Rain Man was 88. I always thought Rain Man was like 92 or 93. Wow, oh, okay.
Yeah. But that was still like early Tom Cruise too.
Wow. Yeah, that was like that young Tom. That was Tom looks young now, but that was real young Tom. That was that young Tom.
He wasn't doing his own stunts in Mission Impossible yet. You know, he was still doing drama.
Did he run in that movie? That might be one movie where he didn't bust out in the full speed. Like, oh man, but yeah, 80s movies, man, without a doubt, probably the best decade for just rewatchable, hanging out movies. Easily.
Yeah. Yeah, easily. Like, you know, like last weekend I was watching, like, I think they were giving, Beverly Hills Cop, I forgot what, on CNT, and I was just like, you know, it was in the middle of it, but I just left it there. I was like, oh, Beverly Hills Cop, let me watch this. And I was just watching it. And there's a lot of channels out there, depending on what's your cable provider. There's a channel called Heroes and Villains channel where they show like a lot of 80s show. I don't know, you know, it depending what cable provider you have, but there's like 80s nostalgia, you know, like seeing like Wonder Woman or the Greatest American Hero. I'm talking about like 80s TV now, but you know, on movie wise, you know, there's a lot. I mean, dude, like there's a plethora of movies that we haven't even gone through, but you know, what I'm saying if that was the case, we'll do the show for like 24 hours, dude. But you know, especially at that time, like to me, like you know, everybody talks about like Wesley Snipes and Chadwick Boseman, but to me, the first, I think, besides Eddie Murphy, the black dude I was really introduced to softly, you know, besides I forgot Jim Kelly, was Steve James. Steve James to me was like the ultimate black dude in the movies. You know, he was like the sidekick with Michael Dudikoff and American Ninja, the Delta Force with Chuck Norris. You know, I think he passed away. I forgot what year he passed away, but you know, I think the last movie he did was with Keenan Ivory Wayans on To Get You Sucker. I think that was the last movie he did.
Matter of fact, speaking about that, in that vein, because the person that really put on Wesley was your boy Spike Lee, and I was thinking that this didn't count, but it does. 1989, Do the Right Thing, because I was thinking about the Public Enemy song, and I was like, hold up, I was like, that makes it. So, all right, so Do the Right Thing.
I like how the song triggered your memory.
Ghostbusters, you know what I'm saying? Because the song starts out like 1989, so I was like, word, man. Yo, tell me, man, 80s, straight up. I'll go movie for movie with anybody. The 80s has the most rewatchable film anyway. But yeah. With that said, I wanted to see where you were on this because you know DC also makes films. You know that, I know that, and you know they haven't been received as well as Marvel films. And you know, Justice League came out. I enjoyed it for what it was. I mean, of course, if you start asking questions, you come into problems. But I enjoyed watching the film. I really did. I felt like a kid in the theater, and I was like, yes, we're having fun. But you know as well as I know, there's been people on some, we want to see the Snyder Cut, release the Snyder Cut. And like, people have been holding on to that hard. Last week, it was reported by IndieWire, Justice League cinematographer bashes Joss Whedon's cut, saying, being quoted is, "I cried all the way through." Look, this movie is done, it's out, it's old now. There have been 2, coming up on 3 movies since Justice League. Anyone who wants to see the Zack Snyder cut that's listening in the sound of my voice, let it go.
Yeah.
You are not going to see the Snyder cut ever. Yeah.
I'll tell you this, Mike. I'll tell you this. There's a movie, and what is it? Besides, and I think the sequel came out in 1980. Richard Lester, Superman 2. People never thought we would see the Donner cut. And lo and behold, that came out in 2015 or 2012, the Richard Donner cut. And, you know, we got that. So who knows? I'm saying, who knows? It could be years from now. We probably will get Snyder cut.
You're right, because they did release, and I don't even know how that happened, but we finally did, yes, we got the Donner cut of Superman 2, like way in 2015. And Superman 2 came out in like 84 or something, I don't know. But, so okay, you know what? I'll do this. Everybody who wants to see the Zack Snyder cut, how about you go in and hold your breath for about 25 years?
Yeah, pretty much. Because how long? Look, like the Superman 2 came out in 1980, and we got the Donner cut in 2012 or 2015. I'm not really sure the year, but somewhere in 2000, and that's how long we got it. And then people talked about it because he shot most of the film, and then I don't know the whole story. He got fired or he left, and then Richard Lester took his place, but Richard Lester had to shoot more of the movies, so it could be he could have the title directed credit. So and then it's a different movie. If you've seen the Donner cut, it's you have the return of Marlon Brando. Marlon Brando wasn't in the Richard Lester version. It was Superman's mother. You know, so it's kind of a different movie though. It's kind of but it's still the same. It's kind of different though. You know?
Oh boy,
I'm saying, but if the Snyder cut still exists, man, I want to see it though. I do want to see it.
Do you really? Want to see it?
I really do. I want to see Darkseid if he's in it. I want to see like different scenery. I want to see Superman in the black suit if he ever got into the black suit. Like, because he posted pictures on Instagram that there was a black Superman suit. And you see most of it. So. It's got to be a different movie, man, because it was too freaking colorful. So I don't know, man. And Zack Snyder's movies are dark. Like I don't know, man. I think that movie was
enough during Batman versus Superman, though. Like, didn't you get enough? You didn't get enough.
It's like back and forth because like I watched it once and I was like, me and Cannon saw that. We was like, okay, wasn't what we expected, but it was different. It wasn't like glory of hope. It was miserable. It was moody. It was depressing, but it was a different take on it. Like, come on, we had the Christopher Reeve 80s happy go jolly. Everything is colorformed and bright, and and it was just a different experience though. But I just wish they would have just let him finish his shit. Either, I don't know if he left because he got fired or, his kid died. I don't know, you hear different conflicting stories about it, but there's got to be
some family issues. I remember that.
Yeah. Was it his daughter committed suicide, right? Or something like that?
Yeah.
I don't.
So he had some family issues that he had that kind of took him away from the project. But I'm gonna be for real. I saw Man of Steel. I liked it. I really did. Mm-hmm. I thought Man of Steel was really cool. And then when they announced BVS, I was worried because I was like, isn't it a little early for them to be fighting each other? But I was like, you know what? They know what they're doing. They know things. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna let them do their thing. I'm gonna get out their way. When I came out of the theater for Batman v Superman, I was just silent. Like, I drove home in silence, man. Like, that's how I was just like, yo, no, they didn't just give me a movie of a whole, like, yo, I'll say this. I'm glad somebody liked it. Because they even tricked me into getting the extended version. Because I was like, you know what? Let me watch the extended version. Because DC was like, well, see, you got to see the extended version because that's the better version. I'm like, well, I want the better version up on screen. But I watched it anyway. And yes, the extended cut does put a lot more things into context, but the movie still, it don't appeal to me. Yeah. And it should.
Wow. Yeah, I know it's not a rewatchable movie. You're right about that. No. It's like, there's only certain scenes that are kind of cool, like seeing the Holy Trinity together fighting Doomsday. Like, to me, that's cool. You know, even the Superman Batman fight wasn't really, I don't know, I wasn't really feeling that. I was like, okay. Lex Luthor, I wasn't feeling at all, but it's just that it's honestly, I remember seeing the trailer and I was excited. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, I was hyped when the trailer came out. I was like, oh, snap. And then when I saw the movie, I was like, oh. Yeah. That kind of owe me about $40. Like, yo, right, Zack Snyder watches NERDSoul, listens to NERDSoul. So look, yo, Zach, hey, you owe me like $40. I bought a ticket for myself and my wife. We saw it in AMC Prime, so you know that costs dollars. And I'm pretty sure I got a popcorn and 2 sodas. All right? So look, next time I see you, pony it up. That's like $45. All right? So, and pay the park. So I'm just saying, look.
We're gonna wait at least 20 years for the Snyder cut if we're still around. If we're still around, we like still around for Snyder cut.
What, 25 years when I'll be 50 something, 60 something, whatever I am, I'll be like, oh, here comes the Snyder cut. I don't know. Maybe I'll sound young, I'll sound old, but I'll be watching the Snyder cut, and then I'll be able to say, I told y'all it was trash. Yo, man, I be trying to hold it down for DC, but my little brother said it best. These movies cost too much to be bad. Straight up. It costs too much to be bad. Think about this. People be holding down for DC, and they'll complain over a $3 hamburger that ain't right. But then they go and watch a movie that somebody paid like $200 million for, and that ain't right, and they be trying to cop pleas for it. Nah, bruh. Yeah. We ain't doing this. DVS was tri to the did ash.
Hell, dude, the Popeyes chicken sandwich got more exposure than the freaking, the way that Batman versus Superman is getting, like, all the hate. Like, people are loving the Popeyes chicken sandwich more than they're liking the movie.
Yo, shouts to Popeyes for coming out with the hot sandwich, but then blowing it.
I haven't tried it yet.
Like, son, is it good? I got it. I tried the regular and the spicy. They're both great. But I'm going to tell you what. When you drop the ball and you ain't got no more sandwiches left, people going to forget about you. Son, it's your time. You got to strike while the iron's hot. The iron got hot and you couldn't strike. You know what I'm saying? Where your sandwiches at, B? You know what I'm saying? Where your sandwiches at? All right, Chick-fil-A got sandwiches. You talk about Chick-fil-A, they got sandwiches. If I went to Chick-fil-A now, well, I mean, they closed now, but I mean, if I went right now, I was like, sir, may I have a sandwich? He'd be like, here you go. It's right here. It's right in the little sandwich bag. What can I do? Can I do that at Popeyes? No. If I went anywhere and asked for a sandwich, even the Subway chicken sandwich that Burger King had, if I went over there and I was like, yo, can I have your chicken patty on a bun, please? He'd be like, here it is. Why? Because they are prepared.
Yeah. Tell me about this. Have you tried the Burger King taco?
The Burger King taco is like that's like McDonald's making pizza, man. Like bruh, just get out the game, son.
Yeah.
Like, don't.
No, I
don't
actually had it, and let me just say, it's not that bad when you're hungry. It's really, really good.
Hold up. So you gonna give love to the Burger King taco?
Yeah, I'm saying, what is it?
The taco looks worse than a Taco Bell taco. And Taco Bell,
dude, there's actually challenges of people having the Taco Bell taco against the Burger King, and it's people are liking it, man. I'm telling you, you got to do it.
Well, at least I'll say that at least Burger King has real meat. Taco Bell been using that grade D meat since they opened. So yeah, shouts out to Taco Bell that'll probably never ever sponsor me as a statement. But shouts out to Taco Bell for keeping that meat
and Burger King
nice and nasty.
No, I'm saying don't sleep. You got to try that. I want you tomorrow. If you go to Burger King, please just try the taco. Get at least 2 tacos, but go when you have an appetite. Don't just go to
just so I can come back next time and be like, I had the tacos. They was nasty.
Oh, no, you got to do a NERDSoul review. You got to do a video review of you reviewing the Burger King taco. I want to hear your opinion of it.
Plus I'm in LA. I got access to too many good tacos, man. I can't.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I'm in LA. Right. I got way too many good tacos. I can't be going to Burger King getting a taco. Like if I went to Burger King and ordered a taco, they'd be like, "Yo, man, you know we just playing with that picture. We don't have tacos here." We were just joking, man. This is LA. Why we even try to make a taco here?
You got the official Mexican taco truck outside. Yeah.
Yo, shouts out to the dudes on my corner down the block. They be cooking every night. They be having that little meat on the rotisserie thing, the stand-up rotisserie. It be smelling good.
Oh.
I ain't never stopped there, but they got dollar tacos. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to them. Got the meat cooking, be smelling good all late at night. Yo, they be doing their thing. Cops don't even stop.
Let me ask you a question. Is that truck next to a bar?
Nah. Shouts. It's not next to a bar. That spot is right at the edge of the parking lot of a Ross. Yes, the parking lot of a Ross. You can get a pair of shoes and 2 tacos in one stop. I thought it was a weird place to be, but they be having people out there every night, and it smells good out there, so I can't hate on them. I mean, they right in a prime spot. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah. Because when I lived in New York,
tacos, man, come on, man, it's dollar tacos late at night. You can't do that.
I was gonna say when I lived in New York, there was a bar that like a neighborhood bar that's right there. They had a taco truck there. They parked there at 5 in the afternoon all the way to 3 to 4 in the morning. And then when you come out the bar and you're just drinking beer, and you're coming out drunk, you see that taco truck and you see the sign, all different kinds of meat. $2.50 for $2.50. Oh, you're straight, Yo,
word up. Yeah, that is smart. I'm pretty sure, being a taco truck or something like that, parking right outside of a bar, that's a slam dunk.
That's easy, dude. If you think about it, and the bar next to it, it was on the same block, there was a CVS. So if you wanted to get chocolate after that, you could definitely do that. And then the truck is right there next to the bar. So you're coming out the bar, you're drinking 5 beers or whatever shots you're having, cinnamon whiskey. You're coming out, you eating tacos. You're oh, you're loving it, man. It could be the worst taco truck in the world, but it's good.
You come out of the bar, you've been drinking all night. Taco truck looks like an oasis, man. It's oh, thank you. And I'm pretty sure the bar, if you ask the bar if they got tacos, they're gonna be like, nah, we ain't got it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They got no tacos.
It's ambrosia, food of the gods.
Super expensive. So, cause it's New York, so I know it's expensive. So it's you see that taco truck, you just get happy because you know you about to save a buck or two.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so true. I love how we veered from 80s to tacos and trucks.
Yo, that's what's up though. That's what's up. So
yeah.
Since I brought up the do the right thing, we went on and talked about Popeyes. What's your next thing because I know you brought up some stuff that you wanted to get into in our first show.
Yeah, we could talk about some recent things that are happening now in our era now, with the whole Spider-Man fiasco. Like, my take on that is I'm disappointed that he's on the MCU no more. Like, they set it up really lovely that he was gonna, like, be the next, like, Tony Stark or whatnot. But then again, like, in hindsight, it's like, I just hate it. I just hate when things doesn't have any closure. I just hate things, you know, leaving left in the air. But I'm kind of interested to see now what Sony's going to do with it now, because they, you know what I'm saying, like, Spider-Man 2 is still an awesome freaking movie, you know, I'm talking about the Tobey Maguire one. That's still a great freaking comic movie, no matter what, you know, but
okay.
I just think, I just think they, I don't know, man. I just think it's, I'm saying, I'm just a fan looking in. I have no inside scoop. I'm just a fan looking in, thinking it's a bad move, man. Like, if,
as someone who has the inside scoop on Sony's deal, no, I don't. I have no idea. But I'll say this.
I was like, word?
Sony, 50% is a lot to ask. If that's a real number, because we've seen 30%, we've seen 50%, you know, so we've seen from 30 up to half. But your Spider-Man movies have never made more money than when Disney/Marvel got involved. So do you want 100% of no money, or do you want half of over $1 billion? Because that's what we trying to make. Let's go in and get this money. Now, Sony's problem is Sony had a little success. And Sony thinks their success is because of them. And let me let you know why it's not because of them. Because they have two other franchises that they have blown recently. Ghostbusters was not a good return to form. Men in Black that came out this year. Did you hear a lot of noise about that when that dropped? You want to know why you didn't? Because it wasn't good. So, the other two franchises that they had, they could have got off the ground that didn't have Marvel or Disney's involvement. Look at what they did with them. Now, I know people are going to be like, yo, NERDSoul, but you tripping, son. Ghostbusters is coming back out. They rebooting it again. And I'm like, or they're doing technically a Ghostbusters 3, kind of forgetting the one that they made in 2015, 16 or whatever, and coming off of the Ghostbusters 2 storyline. And I'm like, that's cool, but they had to get their butt whooped to learn that. Like, especially now that we know that there were like 3, 4, 5 scripts for Ghostbusters 3 that could have been in the works, but they were like, nah, son, we gonna do something different. We gonna Paul Feig is not the director for a Ghostbusters movie. He's just not. Now, Spy was mad funny, because that's his thing. Ghostbusters ain't. And before someone jumps on me about some women stuff, no. In the Ghostbusters cartoon, you have Mel. She's a FBI agent that kind of quits and starts working for the Ghostbusters. Then you have Janine, and you have, what is her name? Kylie, that's from the animated series, but they kind of brought her into the comics. So you could have had those 3 women, plus there's 2 other women that come from like a rival kind of Ghostbusting team that they work. So you could have had a total of 5 women in there that actually work with the storyline. So it ain't about women. It's about you made a whack movie. So you had to get that butt tapped. So look at what happened with the franchises you got. Franchises that make money. Men in Black had 3 movies before this and an animated series that was good. But what you do now, you blew it again. And you had Thor and Valkyrie, who had just seen tons of success in Thor Ragnarok. So how you blow that, son? How you blow that? Come on, man. Sony need to grow up, son. Like, look, they should have been like, all right, half, you don't like it, but let's go on and keep this money flowing. If JD has taught us anything from making dope beats, it's to let the dollar circulate. You know what I'm saying? Let the dollar circulate. And they ain't trying to let the dollar circulate, man. But that's how I feel.
I know, and then I'm just really curious about Spider-Man, because I just want to see what storyline they're going to come up with. You know, that's what I'm like. You know, or can he keep the costume? Like, is it going to be a different costume? Because if that's costumes from Marvel Studios, like I don't get the deal? You know.
I guess they can. If Sony goes straight from Far From Home, and if you haven't seen Far From Home, you're about to get a spoiler or two. But if you haven't seen it by now, you probably just didn't want to see it, or you were trying to wait for it to come on home video because you're just being cheap like that. So, they can't follow the Nick Fury storyline. They can't really follow the storyline of the dude that took the Tony Stark, the download for Tony Stark. They can't use that per se, but they could still use the whole thing with J. Jonah Jameson, so they could use that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So they could still use some stuff, and just they can't really mention Tony no more.
They can't mention the blip either, like the whole snap.
That's it. You know what? They can't really mention the snap like that. I mean, they'll probably work something out where they'll be like, yo, you can mention the snap. Go on, it's not a big deal. But that all depends because that whole snap, the snap was from Thanos. That's a Marvel property thing. So I wonder if they'll let. I guess. I mean, it would be good form for Marvel to be like, if you want to mention the snap sometime in the future, you can, or what the kids called it in the movie, the blip. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I guess they can use that sort of because it's something that happened to him, or maybe anything that directly happened to him he can mention, maybe. But
like, I honestly think he can mention anything related with Snap, Thanos, Scrolls, nothing. I don't think
Scrolls.
He could probably mention Mysterio. Yeah, he could mention Mysterio exposing him, but he can't say that Mysterio worked for Tony Stark.
Yeah, you can't mention that Mysterio worked for Stark. So, but if they could still do it without mentioning the snap, because they could just be like, "Hey, we mentioned it. It's over. People moved on." Even though the snap is for half of life on the Earth to disappear, and then 5 years later reappear. People gonna talk about that for a while. But in the movie world, you can just be like, "Hey, people are over it, man. They ain't talking about it. They got real life. All right, they got things to deal with." So you can just say that they don't, mention it no more, and they just moving on. But if I was Sony, I'd be like, "All right, check it. I can't do half. How about 40? How about like 42%, 45%, something like that." You know what I'm saying? Because, dude, the ability to have Marvel characters in your film is just as important. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way they don't realize the value. And honestly, let's be for real. We've seen Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2. We see what happened when Sony tried to get in on Spider-Man 3. We know everything from Far From Home and Homecoming was all Marvel. Let's be for real. Let's go and be for real. It was all Marvel. Let's not front like, oh no, man, Sony was doing mad creative stuff. Marvel was just hanging back. No. Marvel was like, look, slide to the side. We got this. Let's make something dope. IP. Like, that's pretty much what happened. So we'll see. Cause every other day you hear Sony saying the negotiations is over. Then you'll hear something else. No, they're still going. And then you hear it's over. So we don't know. We'll maybe by the end of the year we'll know for sure. But speaking about the end of the year, how you feeling about that Star Wars though?
Wow. I'm like it's weird because I think I'm more excited about The Mandalorian than I am about The Rise of Skywalker, but like I want the closure. I just want the closure. I just want to know how it ends, and I just want a finality to it, and moving on from like the whole Skywalker thing to like the whole, the Star Wars is a big universe, and it's always centered on the Skywalkers, but like it's a bigger world, man. Like especially like the trailer for The Mandalorian, dude. Like this is like a whole underground network of like bounty hunters and
the dope thing about that is that'll start to give people sort of what they wanted. So the people that don't want the movies can still check out Mandalorian and vice versa.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It'll allow them to step their game up.
Yeah, but the Rise of Skywalker, I'm just dying to see how this ends. I just want to see a finality, man. Really in movies, nothing's ever really final. But
True.
I'm hoping to see an ending. I want to see, Carrie Fisher's Leia's character get closure. I want to see Mark Hamill get closure. I just want to see like what's the end point from episode 1 to 3, from 4 to 6, now from 7 to 9. I just want to see what happens.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, speaking of Carrie Fisher, shouts out to J.J. Abrams for shooting tons of extra footage that looks like it fits. Like, you see her in the trailer, and it looks like it fits, like, mad. That's why I be wondering sometimes, like, I think J.J. Abrams had always known either I'm going to do 7 and 8 or I'm going to do 7 and 9. Because this footage looks to fit way too well for something that's just, like, leftover footage. No, it's like, dude, y'all shot, like, extra full scenes for something that y'all like, oh, we're going to use this later kind of thing. It's like, hey, we got all the cast, we got all the crew here. Let's just go in and shoot some extra stuff that we can use in another movie or another TV show or something like that. Because it's like, you know how you see something and it looks like it was just cut from a TV show and just, framed in a weird way. But all of her interactions, at least in the trailer, they fit. And it's like, I feel like y'all had plans for JJ to come back like way before, way before we knew. You know what I'm saying? Like way before we knew.
Yeah, something was brewing there, especially with the Last Jedi. I guess, they wanted JJ to close it off or whatnot, because the Last Jedi was pretty much indecisive. Some people love it, some people hate it, but
yeah, Last Jedi for me was like for me it was the wake up call that a lot of our characters needed.
Yeah,
and it was sobering. And then, of course, the subversion of expectations. It hit people differently. I'll say that. It hit people differently. I thought it was cool, but other people were not feeling it as much as I was. I thought it was fine. I dug it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people learned their lessons.
Yeah, like I didn't really dig it. Like when Luke threw out the saber, like, what are you doing? Luke wouldn't do that, Like in my mind, I'm like, oh my god! Like I thought he was gonna be like a Mr. Miyagi and shit, but like he turned out like he was bitter and whatnot. But I guess it served the purpose for that story. But like in my vision, I pictured him like training her and coming back and fighting him, Leia, and like the reunion of all the original 3, but. We'll never get that,
Yeah, like it, and even I was like, hold up, what? But then when you see what goes on with when you see kind of that, even Yoda has to come back and still drop gems on him. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it just goes to show that. Like Obi-Wan was always how Obi-Wan was going to be. Like Luke was always going to be this like, go head first, then be unsure, then be unsure, then go head first, then be unsure kind of person. He was always going to be that. And Yoda had to come back and still drop dimes on him.
Yeah.
So it was like, it just hurt to see that he had fell so far, but it's one of those real moments of like, you can't, sometimes you shouldn't meet your heroes. And to Rey, Luke was a hero. And then when she met him, it was like, excuse me, I don't know if you know, but you're supposed to be a hero. And he's like, no, I gave up on this stuff. I hate it and I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not what I expected you to do. And who knows? But we'll see, I guess, the sort of closing in December.
Yeah. And I'm just right around the corner, man. Right around the corner, and we'll get our closure.
Right around the corner. Yeah, it's fast approaching.
Dude, that's 3 more months, man. You think about it. October, November, December, man. It's 3 more months, and that's like it's gonna come in like water, man.
You're gonna get that Mandalorian real quick. It's gonna be hot.
Yeah, I know, man.
Get that Star Wars.
Dude, I have Amazon, Netflix, now Disney Plus, like all these apps and streaming services. My God, dude, there's like soon like Spectrum and Optimum and all this other TV stuff is not going to exist no more, man. We're just going to be living on apps and YouTube and whatnot.
Yeah, it's like, yo, just give me the internet. I'm cool.
Yep.
I don't need nothing.
But I still like TV, man. I still like Spectrum, and I still like some of those channels that they have there. You know, like where am I going to find the Golden Girls on Amazon? You know, so.
Like, who knows, man? Like, you know, with all of the, I get, they have tons of streaming services. I mean, I've said this before. I think what'll survive, you'll have Netflix. Netflix will survive. Disney Plus, I think, is going to get a good footing. And I think Hulu will do a lot better now that Disney is kind of in control and putting all of their more adult content on Hulu. So, you know what I'm saying, like the Ghost Rider series and stuff like that. Like, man, Hulu gonna be straight. Now, I don't know about, I don't know about like CBS All Access, man. I don't know.
Yeah. I know with the whole Star Trek, now there's like this, I think the Discovery controversy now. I just read recently, well today I should say. Did you read about that, about the Star Trek Discovery, like the writers thing?
No, what happened?
So look it up right now on the computer if you can. Somebody said the N-word or something like that, and I don't know. I was like,
really though?
Yeah,
really?
check it out.
Come on.
Something
man.
about, a writer said the N-word or something like that, and I don't know, something with the writing, in a writer's group. I just looked at it, I just glanced at it, I was like, oh great, and something else was going on now with Star Trek. This is for Discovery.
Man, so you can't have nothing in these streets, man.
Yeah, I'm still interested in seeing Picard. I want to see how that turns out.
Yeah, definitely. Man, Picard should be kind of fun.
Yeah, I think it's, you know, it's for the nostalgia. I think people just want nostalgia back too, in a way. You know how people say, "Oh, don't keep going to the well too often," or you want this, you want to relive your past. But some things you just, you know, Picard is a great character, and just people want to see what's he doing now, what's he up to now, like why did he leave Starfleet, you know?
Oh, they gonna see. They're gonna see. Oh, they're gonna see for real.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure, even in his seasoned age, you know, Picard is he's probably gonna get into some stuff. Cause he looked mad cool on a poster.
Yeah.
He got a dog, like, sun in the background, looking all cool. It's like, he try to act like he's on a farm, but like, you know, he gonna like whoop somebody up, like, real serious.
Yeah. He's like old man Logan, old man Picard now. Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, shouts out to Picard, Discovery, which should not be behind a paywall, but Discovery, straight up, Star Trek Discovery may have the best season finale this year, and it's going unnoticed because it's behind a paywall. Like, Star Trek Discovery is a dope show. It's crazy.
Oh really? You watch it like that?
Yo, man, yeah, I've been reviewing it. Like, Star Trek Discovery is that flame, son. Like, don't sleep on that show. Too much hot.
Yeah.
Like, I know there's a lot of people, you know, like if you like search, you know, like Star Trek Discovery, there's enough hate for it, but you know, like the show is fire. But speaking on the article you were talking about, The Wrap reports that Arthur, is it Arthur? Oh no, Walter Mosley. He quit Star Trek Discovery after CBS HR called him after they called him on using the N-word in the writers' room. So he used it, and the HR, called him on it. They were probably like, "Yo, what you doing? You wilding?" And he quit. But it says novelist and screenwriter Walter Mosley has quit as a writer on the CBS All Access series Star Trek Discovery after disagreeing with the company's human resources department over his use of the N-word in the writers' room, the Wrap has learned. So Mosley, who is African American, said in a New York Times op-ed published Friday that he quit after being contacted by HR because someone complained. Mosley didn't name the CBS studios Star Trek Discovery in the op-ed, but an individual with knowledge of the situation said that he left the show of his own accord following the discussion with HR, but was not reprimanded. So, however that went down, they're saying, they still got mad respect for him, but I guess they couldn't come to an agreement about his, verbal linguistics inside the writer's room.
Nope. Good, and everything goes back to the 80s. You can't be like that. This is a different era now.
You can't be doing that. You can't be dropping that in the writer's room, son. It's like, yo.
And that's usually, I'm just picturing, he's like, nigga, you did it wrong, man. What's wrong with you?
Whoa, son, whoa. He's like, whoa, what are you doing? This is CBS All Access.
What? Oh, man. I don't know, man. There's certain things you can't do anymore. You can't do.
Yeah, so we'll see how that shakes out. Star Trek Discovery, I still champion it. Dope show. Should not be behind a paywall. CBS watches the show. Yeah, and when I say CBS, I mean everybody in CBS. CBS watches the show. All of the employees. Look, put Star Trek Discovery on regular TV, alright? Because y'all got mad trash, and whack TV shows. Star Trek Discovery is one of your dopest shows. Put it on your regular shows, and people can see it because it's straight flame.
Yeah, get rid of the NCIS. I don't know if you're a fan of it, but I'm like, okay, I don't watch it.
Oh yeah, NCIS.
I mean, that's where LL Cool J and Chris O'Donnell got their play now. They're big time there.
Yeah, man.
They were NCIS Louisiana, whatever they were at. I don't know, California. That's their CSI now. NCIS.
Yeah. I'm like, man, don't get me started. Oh boy, don't get me started. I did want to give a shout out to everybody who has been keeping me up through Twitter on House of X. I haven't read the comic yet, but I know it's an issue 4. I'm gonna get up to it because Blurred Without Fear has been tweeting about it. Nerds of Color been tweeting. It's apparently flames. Shouts to Mark Bernardin, George. There's so many people that are tweeting, and I'm seeing, and I need to read it. I need to read it super fast.
Oh, man. I haven't read a comic in a long time. Ooh. I mean, the old era, where the Marvel Universe comics, where you had the bios on people, that's how long I haven't read any comics.
Yeah. Dang. Let's see. We had time. We got a little overtime if you want. What else you got? What else you got going over there?
Well, I'm saying there's a lot, with the whole the comic movies and DC, they're trying to change their format now. You see the Birds of Prey trailer, the separate Joker movie, which is, I don't know if it's Elseworlds or if it's his own universe thing. So DC's doing a lot of, the whole 8-minute standing ovation thing for the Joker now. It's getting, people talking about it should be nominated for Oscars. I'm what's going on?
Don't trust that.
Huh?
Don't ever trust that. Nah. Nah, bro. I don't trust that. Every time.
No, man. When there's smoke, there's fire, man. I don't know.
My bad. Excuse me, but nah. Movies stay getting standing ovations at film festivals. Don't believe the hype. Film festivals are full of like, I don't know, standing ovation ready people or something. Like, yo, every time someone goes to a festival, you'll hear like, oh, this movie's so great. Oh, this movie changed my life, blah, blah, blah. And you go watch it and you be like, oh, wait, it's alright. And not to say that I'm thinking the movie is whack, but an 8-minute standing ovation, bruh, get off it. Alright? You've done enough. Like 8 minutes. 8 minutes. Do you know how long 8 minutes is? Like, if you're listening to this show, like what I want you to do sometime later today, I want you to just sit and look at the clock and watch 8 minutes go by. And then think to yourself, someone stood up, no, a whole group of people, a whole movie theater stood up for that long and clapped for a movie. Come on, man. People be doing that stuff because the actors and the directors are there. It's a lot of, there's a lot of, you know, people are happy to be there because the stars are there and the celebrities are there, and it's you know, people want to be seen. I think that's the best way I can say it without hurting some folks' feelings. But you know, man, people be clout chasing, and like one of their easiest way to clout chase is to like overly congratulate a movie that's probably going to come out. We're gonna be like, oh, it's alright, and like. Trust me, the Joker, I'll put my money on this. The Joker will not get an 8-minute standing ovation when it comes out in the theater. It won't even get a 1-minute standing ovation.
Wow.
Like people will be like, oh, it's dope. You know, the people be like, oh, word, it's cool. I had a good time. But standing ovation. You think this is Hamilton? Get out of here.
Do you think it will get more recognition than Batman vs. Superman?
From the trailer, maybe so.
Wow.
Maybe so. From the trailer, it looks like it might.
Wow. That's big, because like Batman and Superman, like the two biggest stars out of like the whole DC. And then Joker. Wow.
That movie should have been dope, but Joker, we'll see. Because Joker does have an uphill battle, because, you know, people know the Joker, but now you're also saying this is a Joker and there's no Batman. That's the uphill battle it's going to have to play. But, you know, hey, you got Thomas Wayne in there. You know what I'm saying? So you got Batman Daddy before he got killed.
Oh, man. That's like freaking Pennyworth on Epics. You know, you got Pennyworth and you got all these other side DC characters and Krypton being canceled and whatnot.
Yo. Much love. Rest in peace to Krypton. I thought it was an okay show. Like I wasn't super high on it, but I enjoyed like what I saw. I mean, of course, with the budget that I'm sure they had to work with, you can only do what you can do. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I thought Krypton was a decent show, man. But you know, of course, that is now gone. But with that said, Titans is back. I haven't peeped the new episode yet. I will be reviewing it, but Titans is back. That's a show that I'm digging. You know, shouts to DC Universe, even though y'all need to get y'all like marketing together or something, because I don't know what y'all doing. Like people don't even know y'all exist, and then y'all canceling shows. Like when the first episode come out, like y'all bugging. But Titans is back. Swamp Thing was hard. Y'all canceled it, but at least Titans is back. So we'll see how that plays.
Yeah. Are you excited for the CW Crisis on Infinite Earths crossovers with the other 5 shows? No? Why?
Okay, here's my thing with CWDC. CWDC was straight blazing at the beginning. The first 2 seasons of Arrow are definitely worth your time. The first 2 seasons of The Flash are worth your time. Heroes of Tomorrow, though.
Legends of Tomorrow.
Now, Supergirl, her first season when she was on CBS, I believe, or was it NBC?
Mm-hmm.
CBS.
CBS. Yeah.
Her first season, I was into. And then when she went to CW, I was like, yo, what's happening? And then I think it was either season 2 or season 3 where they had the other women that that were just as strong as she was. Like, you know, they had different powers and they were both like able to take her on. Like they did have one big fight, and I was like, "Oh snap! This is gonna be dope. We're gonna get a whole bunch of like really good fights because Supergirl, you know, she's super, so she has to fight big, strong people." And when like the rest of the season was just her like kind of like being sad, and that was it, and like not really showing her power. And I was like, "Yo, this is your time, Supergirl. Do your thing." And they didn't let her do her thing. And I was like, I don't know if I really want to watch this as much anymore. Cause it's getting kind of weak. And then it got even more melodramatic. And I really, really didn't like it. Arrow, the fight scenes in Arrow is still fresh. That's something Arrow has always came with. But with that said, yeah, the melodrama in that joint, when his son was like, I'm going to stay with my grandparents. I was like, good, go. This is called Arrow, not Arrow, son. You know I want to see you. Yeah, killing me. The Felicity about to get on my nerves, son. Like, don't even get me started with that. So, yeah. But Black Lightning, on the other hand, Black Lightning comes through. But Black Lightning, I think Black Lightning, and this is why I think the last season of Arrow was kind of cool to tune back into. The villain in Black Lightning seemed way more scary and way more credible as a threat than pretty much anybody else in the DC universe right now. Well, not in the DC universe, in the CW DC universe. You know what I'm saying? You look at something like who was the villain in Arrow last season? I can't remember the guy. He's been in tons of stuff, but he was a credible threat. Like he was killing people. He burned a man alive. Like that dude was like real, son. And then they just like kind of got rid of him. I was like, no, this is a good villain. Like
Adrian Paul as Dante, right?
Yeah. So no, was it Dante the one that did it? But whoever it was, he burned a man alive on the roof, and I was like, yo, this dude is real. Like this is a real villain.
Ricardo Diaz.
Oh yeah, Diaz. That's what his name. Yeah, Diaz was the dude. I was like, yo, this is a real villain, son. And like then they're like, oh well, he's gone. He just ran away or something like that. I'm like, man, come on, man. Like, but then you take that and juxtapose it with my man from Black Lightning, I can't think of his name right now. It'll come to me. Like, he be killing people like it ain't nothing. Like, and he's threatening. You know what I'm saying? It's scary. Like, you see him do things and you're like, oh, this guy might kill somebody. Like, he killed the Blue Ranger, man. Like, Tobias Whale. That's his name. So
Tobias Whale, yeah.
Tobias Whale, the dude had the Blue Ranger do mad computer stuff for him, and then he was like, all right, yo, yeah, you done. Go in, get a car, and ride off to the sunset. Then they blew up the car, yo. Like, he don't be playing. Like, he be killing people, like, for real. Like, he be killing, like, your mama, your daddy, like, everybody. Like, he's a threat. He's someone who's like, yo, this dude gotta go. Like, but Supergirl doesn't really have those type of villains.
Yeah. But aren't they going to make Black Lightning connect? But I'm saying, aren't they going to make Black Lightning connect to the Arrowverse with the whole Infinite thing? You think?
That's the word. I hope not, man. But that's the word. It's probably already happened. Like at first, I wanted him to be part of the Arrowverse.
Yeah. But
then when I saw the first season of Black Lightning and saw the subsequent seasons of Arrow and Flash, I was like, nah, let them stay separate, son. Because they shows is getting whack. It's like Arrow has way too many heroes on the show now. It's like, dude, like, why are they like, yo, this is Arrow? What is this, Arrow and Friends? Like, what is, like, oh, all right, you know what? Here goes. Let me talk about quote Mr. Terrific for a second. And I know we overtime, y'all. Like, y'all, look, hey, you on the train or at work, just listen. All right, so this dude's supposed to have dreads, right? I mean, no, he's supposed to have cornrows, right? Cornrows every time he fight, but dude got a full afro, son. All right, now, if you're black and if you have ever had cornrows done or watched someone get cornrows done, you ain't getting that done in like 10 minutes, B. How is he getting that? Like, how? Who? What? Does he have like mad ill African hair braiders, like on call, stat, whatever? Because you'll see him have a fro. It'll be like one of those kind of like whack fros too. Like he ain't brushed in like a couple days. And then like next thing you know, he's in the jacket, which he looks like whack in that jacket. And that jacket is so sweet. Like Mr. Terrific is sweet. The TV version is not that sweet. But you see him like 10 minutes later, and he got cornrows. I'm like, how you do that? Maybe that's his superpower. Maybe his superpower is that his hair is extremely braidable. It's just. I think it's because whoever wrote this should have been like, yo, look, you got to cut your hair for this role. And then the dude was like, yo, I ain't cut my hair, yo. I'm staying real. I want to rock a fro. And they be like, all right, well, can you at least braid it? All right, well, I can braid it. But they never thought that, hey, it takes like 2 hours to braid somebody's hair or something. Like to do cornrows, especially the length of the hair, how many cornrows? Are you doing like the thin cornrows? Are you doing the thick cornrows? Like, are you doing designs with the cornrows? There's tons of things that could take mad time to do cornrows, man. All right? I'm saying his hair doesn't braid.
It's funny. That's the thing that really annoys you, that bothers you.
Yo, it annoys me. The cornrows. The cornrows annoy me so hard. That and Felicity being like, well, I'm gonna get justice for myself. They're like, go shut up. But and then you got Dinah, you know what I'm saying? She wanna be a cop now. It's like, yo, I mean, I know she was a cop, but I mean she wanna be like a cop now. Like she's gonna be like, oh, I'm following all the rules. I ain't gonna be a vigilante no more. You act.
Like me, I'm sick of Renee. Every time Renee always talks about the glades. I'm like, oh, shut up.
Yo, Renee with the wackest suit. Like, first thing, get if you don't get your hockey mask wearing, like Casey Jones wannabe having, non-bullet shooting, just whack self off the show. Like, and that's how I feel about CWDC outside of Black Lightning right now. And if the Black Lightning season 3 is whack, I'm gonna be doing the same thing with it. But right now, everything outside of Black Lightning is just, you're killing me. That's how I feel. But like I said, the first 2 seasons of Arrow are definitely worth your time. The first 2 seasons of The Flash are super fly. Like you got that crossover when Firestorm and Arrow and The Flash fought Reverse Flash. That was straight gold. Yeah. But we haven't had any moments like that in a minute. It's just been some corny stuff, man. They're mad corny. Like, and yo, I know they can do better. You know what I'm saying? I know they can do better. Do better,
yeah. And the thing is, it gets reliable with like the Flash and Friends and Arrow and Friends. It's like, you know, it's too much characters and too much people, and then ring around the characters sometimes, and then the different Harrison Wells is like, okay, you know.
Yeah, it's like because they wanted to kill Reverse Flash, but they were like, oh, Harrison Wells is a great actor. How do we get him back in here? Oh, there's other universes, so we'll just get another Harrison Wells.
Every season we'll get a different Harrison Wells from a different Earth, you know.
And but sticking on CW, someone who got whacked but got better again, Supernatural, and they're going into their final season. Supernatural season 1 through 6 was some flame season, straight flame. quality show. Season 7 through like 12 or so, got a little bit on the doo-doo tip. But they came back. And now they good again. You know what I'm saying? And they going into their final season. I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I want to see the boys ride off into the sunset. That might not happen because in the season finale of the last episode, God isn't too happy with them. But with that said, I'm excited to see what they got coming.
I still have not seen one episode of Supernatural, but everybody talks about it. It's really good.
Supernatural is the realest, yo. It's cool. It's like it had a slump. It had a slump, but they recovered. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully Arrow and Flash, Supergirl, all of them can recover. You know what I'm saying? This season, you know, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens this season.
Yeah. And finally, let's talk about the I guess the last is going to be the last season for next year, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., man. And I thought the season was great, man. I can't wait to see what happens. And, you know, that's, you see, and it's explainable because it's like I think they're in a different timeline and stuff. So it's like easy explainable, even though it's not like connected to the movies or whatnot.
Yeah, it's weird. They like connected it to the movies, but then they was like, oh, we're not as connected. You know what I'm saying? Yep. But the final season, they've already finished filming it, you know, so they're already done with their stuff. I think this is time. It's one of those shows where I'm like, you know what? It's time. It's time. You know, I'm not mad at this show. Season 1 is that you can skip season 1. Well, see, it's tough because there's certain things that go in there, but I think you can watch season 2 and kind of pick up because season 2 is where it actually starts to get better. Season 1 was just, season 3 and 4 though are probably the better seasons. I'd probably say season 3 and 4 are like worth actually like you sitting down and watching them. Everything else is kind of just like touch and go. This last season did bring it up because you know you switched the dynamics with Coulson not being Coulson, being kind of like Coulson's body, but then being kind of I guess you could say possessed by alien sort of Coulson. So you had that. Yeah. You had Agent May and her feelings with that. You had the space stuff with like Enoch and Fitz and Simmons. So you had some cool moments. One of the best episodes is probably when Fitzsimmons have their like mental thing where like they're like in each other's minds. So this one had some strong episodes. So this season was definitely better than last season, where they were in space and they're like running down the same hallway over and over again. That was just like, But this season definitely stepped it back up. And shouts to May. Well, shouts to Ming Na Wen. She's been dope forever. So, and I mean, you saw it to watch along on Street Fighter. Like she's a bomb. So she's super cool.
Yeah, like she's been like she's in her late 50s and she's been around forever, man. And you know how they say black don't crack. You know, Asian doesn't crack either, man. She looks the same.
Wow, I didn't know she was in her late 50s.
Yeah,
man, and she's still like
Robert Downey Jr. is in late 50s too.
Yeah, but Robert Downey Jr. like once he puts that mask on, like he's essentially a CGI character. Like Ming Na Wen is actually like, you know, fighting people and rolling around and doing flips and hip tosses and stuff. Wow, I did not know. See, Ming Na Wen, she was born in 1963.
Yep.
Wow, 55 years old.
Wow.
Oh, man. Yeah?
Not bad.
So she's still doing it. She's still pulling off the moves in a very, like, convincing way. It isn't like, you know, you see her do a move and you're like, yeah, right. Like, it isn't one of those situations.
No, man. I can't wait for the final season next summer, man. It's going to be awesome.
So, yeah, that season, I'm ready for. I'm ready for them to end on a bang. So I'm ready for that.
Yeah.
Like, we'll see how it really plays out, but I'm ready for it to end with a bang. And of course, at the finale, me and like Arcatron or somebody, we'll do a review and see how it really went down.
Yeah. I'm telling you, there's a lot of good things, man. There's a lot of good things happening. I loved our different topics from like the 80s till now and all the stuff that's happening, man. Like, I think the future is looking bright, and if anything if the future is going to be anything like the 80s, and I just think we're going to have a whole lot of different diversity, a lot of different stuff that's going to happen. But I don't know, like going back to the 80s, I don't know if we'll ever touch that peak, but hey, man, like I never would have thought we would have had an Avengers movie or a Justice League movie.
Definitely.
So
and like,
we're evolving.
Even though, even though I was tripping and bugging out on CW, the amazing thing about the golden age of like, like geek or whatever that we're in, like, think about this. CW has like 5 superhero shows that I don't even have to watch, and I can still get tons of stuff from like Netflix or Hulu or, Disney or something. So there's tons out there for people to watch. Like, perfect example, like I'm not a super Harry Potter fan, but for Harry Potter fans, there's 7 or 8 movies plus the new Fantastic Beasts stuff. So there's like something for everybody out there now. So it's like, it's not like the 80s when it was like, all right, man, like, we got like 2 movies. This is it. Or like that Captain America movie that came out back then.
Oh, God, that's so horrible.
Oh. That's, you know what? That's another movie we're gonna have to watch. We're gonna have to watch that. I had to watch that on the show.
Yes, you gotta do a watch along with that, man.
That's another classic trash.
Or how about The Punisher with Dolph Lundgren?
Oh man, Dolph Lundgren, boy, such a bad. Well, the funny thing is, he's actually a pretty decent actor now. Like the stuff in like Creed 2, I was like, yo, I kind of felt for his character. I was like, I kind of see, he just wants his, he kind of just wants his like respect and like he wants the glory days back. Like he kind of brought that through. I was like, all right, go ahead with your old acting stuff. But we have gone over time. We've done some cool stuff. We've been on for about an hour and a half. So before we get out of here, the Atomic Podcast, the host, CEO, operating manager, all that stuff, super awesome cat, Efren Guzman, tell them where they can find you.
You can find me at DA Atomic Podcast on Twitter. You can hear the show on Stitcher, SoundCloud, and iTunes. And if you want to hear me talk to different people in the entertainment realm, wrestlers, politicians, authors, you name it, and that's pretty much it, man. And it's an honor talking with the man, the myth, Michael Young, man. It's awesome. NERDSoul, man, rocks it all the time, man. And thank you, man.
Oh boy, that's right. NERDSoul, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Make sure to subscribe and hit that thumbs up. If you hit that thumbs down, I'm gonna send the Punisher after you. Also, you can check me out on iHeartRadio, get that podcast. Check me out on TikTok, all that jazz. You can find a player. But with that said, you know what I'm saying? We have blessed y'all with tons of stuff to trip over and disagree or agree and all that stuff with. So make sure you check out the podcast over on, of course, the Atomic Podcast. Check me out on youtube.com/NERDSoul, NERDSoul, one word. And I guess from till sometime in the future, next month, something like that, it's from us.
Yeah.
Saying peace.